Hey, St. Lucia, this is Dr. Walls and Brother Ed Umoja, the president and the vice president of the Piton International Film Festival. And we are headed down to St. Lucia right now.
Demetrius is with us.
Yes, and one of our filmmakers, Demetrius Charles, just got on the plane as well. As you can see, we're on the plane. And so we are getting ready to take off. So we'll see you soon. Be sure to check us out at pitonfilmfestival.org and askdrwalls.com. We're on our way. See you soon.
Yeah, baby. All the way.
We are in St. Lucia at the Piton Film Festival. Yay!
Welcome to the table, Harambe, take my Lord. Welcome to the table, Harambe, take my
Well, Hotel family, how you doing? This is Brother Umoja. We have the HARAMBEE table. We're still live in St. Lucia at the Blue St. Lucia Hotel, which is our prime sponsor for the Piton International Film Festival. As we get ready to wind it down, the last few interviews on island, and you know I had to talk to her, right? Dr. Wald's sidekick. And we're going to talk a little bit about St. Lucia, about Sir John Compton, the vision of Sir John Compton, and what PIFF means to the people of St. Lucia. It's very important that we understand our roots as we move forward, that we must have proper roots so that the tree and the fruit is correct. So I'd like to welcome to the HARAMBEE table, Faliga. Well, welcome, Hotel.
Hotep, welcome, thank you. Welcome home again. Thank you for the welcome. Yes.
It's always good to be home. It's always good to be home. You know, first time I have you in the HARAMBEE table. As you know, HARAMBEE means let us all pull together.
Yes.
And it's very personal to me. And you know, I want the people, they've seen you with Dr. Walls, and we're going to talk about two Lucians, talk about St. Lucia. What it means to us, why this is important, why it's needed at this particular junction in time as we go more deeper into the 21st century.
Yes.
Because we're looking at, yesterday was the anniversary of the Sir John Compton's death.
Yes.
So as we look at all that and having his spirit, his energy and everything, and we call upon his spirit and energy all the time from a perspective of humanity, not from a perspective of politics.
Of course.
And I just want to make that clear because there's people who say, no, this is not about politics. This is about humanity and about the man who's the father of our nation.
And leadership and vision.
Yes.
And progress.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm a little older than you. So, just a little bit. So my understanding of Sir John Compton came through my grandfather, who was a farmer like him here in the island. They knew each other. Let's talk about you from your perspective, your generation of Sir John Compton and his vision.
It's interesting because I actually didn't know what Sir John Compton had asked us to do until I was already doing it, which was interesting. He was alive while I was going to school, obviously. He only passed away a few years ago. But I always respected him as, when I listened to people tell the history of St. Lucia, I always respected, wow, a farmer, an educated man, had the courage and used that courage to be a pioneer, to lead a way, he took it upon himself. He did that. Where do you start? And so he started somewhere, and he started building bridges, we started making visions, started making people get educated, and then what was most important to me to find out, which was so true to my ethic, was that he wanted us to come back and give back to our own after we had educated ourselves. And I thought that was so important, so vital, because it was what I was doing in a time when most of my friends, people my age and people older than me, were telling me, don't go back to St. Lucia, you're in New York now, what are you doing? You have all the platforms here, you can excel here, you can do this here. And I said, but what about the people at home? And what about those under me, what about those my age? There's education, there's empowerment, there's perspective that needs to be shared and understood. Our people need encouragement, education, liberation from the inside out. And human resource is the most vital, important resource in my mind,
It is.
by my understanding. So I felt like I want to, as we say, iron sharpen iron. I felt like I had become iron in certain aspects of self, and I wanted to help those who were open.
Yeah. No, it's interesting you say that, because as I'm listening to you talking, I always tell people that the two greatest professions on the planet Earth is farmers and teachers.
Yes.
If you take any one of those two professions out of a community, that community dies.
Yes.
Because you need farmers to plant the food that we eat. And we gotta remember, when I say farmers, I also talk about fishermen. Fishermen are farmers in the water.
Of course.
So we look at fishermen, we look at those type of farmers, we look at educators. Every person, teacher, lawyer, everybody had a teacher.
Yeah.
So if you don't have someone to teach you, you won't know.
Right, and even you can take it, me, I get all creative and start making analogies for things. So, the farmer, the teacher is the farmer and the cultivator of the mind. You take that raw material, which is a child coming to school, and you are nurturing and helping, planting seeds in them, and you're helping them to plant seeds within themselves.
Yes.
That should be,
Yeah,
my mind,
supposed
what
to
you
be.
doing. We've come a long way, and politics has gotten involved, and educational systems have gotten involved, and the economy has gotten worse and worse in different places, and so therefore teachers feel less empowered and demotivated to be that farmer, to have that farmer spirit, and do what they can do to help cultivate and nurture our youth.
Yeah.
Parents have lost heart as well. It's become a very difficult time, not only in St. Lucia, everywhere.
Everywhere. St. Lucia is just a microcosm of what's going on globally.
Exactly. And it's important for us to see ourselves that way. And I was talking to Dr. Walls about it just a little bit earlier. Before this, I was saying it's unfortunate to observe that a lot of people go away and they get educated and they come back, but they come back with so much resentment, with so much disgust for those who are not educated or those who are more educated, that they use their education to oppress other people instead of using it to educate others and empower other people. And so for me specifically in the human service industry, I always say that you can't provide a human service for a young man, woman, child, teenagers going through stressful, traumatic times in their lives if you're not leading with ethics of compassion. When people come through the door, they don't need you to be a psychologist and know the answer to everything. They need nurturing, they need perspective, they need to know what their options are. They need to feel that even if their options are small, that they are capable. And I think that's what Sir John Compton wanted, or at least that's my understanding of it.
Well, no, you're right. You're looking at a man who was a farmer, but yet he had the intelligence and the knowledge on how to move us from one aspect of colonialism into independence.
Right.
And actually put together a working model that he understood that if this was to work, we will need educators, we will need people educated to help take the country to the next level.
Right.
So when he put that call out for nationals to come home and help build the country, we have to remember that is not just a physical call, that's a soul call.
I was about to speak on that, yeah.
It's a soul call because some people heard it and they didn't hear. They heard but they didn't hear. Some of us heard it and we felt it and we understood that, you know what? Those people at home, they're not asking for a handout. They're saying, let's help us get to the next level.
Right.
Same way someone helped my father get to the next level when he went to the U.S. In 1968, we went to the U.S. So it's like up to me now to see what can I do to help someone else get to the U.S. or get to the U.K. or Australia where they have to get to.
Right.
So as we move in that spirit, we call on Sir John Compton because he was a visionary.
And because he directly asked.
Yeah.
There are many other leaders who have asked, and ultimately, if you feel inspired in yourself and your soul is asking it of you, it's important to answer that call.
And he didn't ask for himself. He wasn't asking for himself. He didn't have to do that. That's something that I learned with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King didn't have to do what he did. Dr. King's father was a very well-known preacher in Atlanta, Georgia. He could have stayed and write his dad's coattails and be very successful at what he was doing.
Exactly.
But Dr. King got that call, that soul call came, and he went to Alabama. So Sir John Compton didn't have to do that. Sir John Compton could have just gone about his business and do what he had to do for himself. But he answered that call. He did what he had to do.
Yeah.
So I want to take a break. We're gonna come back and we're gonna pause the camera And we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more to Sister Valika Lawrence about what's going on and so forth and so on. So we'll be right back with the Harambee table.
Throughout life, many of us feel a nudge or pull to develop a personal relationship with Spirit. In Live by the Spirit Inspired Thoughts, Volume 1, Dr. Walls shares experiences to help you develop, strengthen, and understand your personal relationship with Spirit. For more information about Live by the Spirit Inspired Thoughts Volume 1, go to www.askdrwalls.com. That's www.askdrwalls.com. God bless and live by the Spirit. Ruby Burke of Children's Book Workshop is Vice President and Executive Director of Operations of Sisters in Harmony. Ruby is an international author, mentor, and speaker. As a survivor of domestic violence, Ruby actively speaks about this topic both nationally and internationally. Ruby is the author of Survivors Emancipation Day and Yap Yap the Talking Horse. Ruby also works with youth to build their self-esteem, combat the effects of bullying, and understand the importance of developing their goals and realizing their dreams. For speaking engagements, mentoring workshops, or book signings, call Ruby Burke, 301-523-9498, www.rubyburke.com.
Okay, we are back on the Harambee table. We are here still. Yes, we are still in St. Lucia at the Blue St. Lucia Hotel. And like I said, this is our primary sponsor for the Piton International Film Festival and Sisters in Harmony. So it's always good to be here. We're still sitting here. Yes, she's still here with me, Valika. We're talking about St. Lucia, the vision of Sir John Compton. We're talking about what we're doing in PIFF. So let's pick up on that, what we're talking about. So as we move in, so go ahead.
Well, picking up on PIFF, specifically PIFF's answer to the call of Sir John Compton, I think what I was very moved about this year was how many local filmmakers showed up and submitted their films and had the opportunity to have them shown. One of them actually got featured in the Global Healing session where we really dissected his film and just gave so much appreciation and love for all the aspects of what he was trying to portray. And what I thought about it was, if they didn't answer that call within themselves, they have their artistic talents, they have their passion, they have their drive. They've been making films, even if there was no platform available right here for them to show them on. They were just answering the call, going about their day, creating anyway, no matter what. And then here comes Sisters in Harmony's PIFF project, and there's the platform, and so there's the synergy, there's the harmony. It's happening right away, and look at so many people were able to come from overseas to come and see our work on our stage, on our platform, in our home.
That's very powerful.
To me.
That's powerful for me because it just tells us. And I think for the people of St. Lucia, this tells you have such a lot of resources here.
Yes.
I'm tired of and I say to people, please don't tell me what you can't do. Tell me what you can do.
Yeah.
We focus on so much on what we can't do. We forget that we could do so much. And so with me, with PIFF, it's like, okay, we might have one cinema, but there's other places we could use other than the cinema.
Exactly.
We have a lot. We have a lot of musicians that come in and out of St. Lucia, but we have a lot of local grown talent that's very good. All they need is a platform. So what PIFF is doing, PIFF is challenging the people of St. Lucia to put the best forward, because I always tell them, I'm not going to reduce the level of professionalism. We're going to bring St. Lucia up to that quality standard and let the people see what we can do. That's why we call you Edwards and stuff like that. Yeah.
And I just like how, for me, the Piton International Film Festival really encourages all of us to realize ourselves as an opportunity within ourselves.
Yes.
And then we create opportunities by collaborating, which is something very important to me. Yes, collaboration and over competition, or in place of rather competition, because and like you say, only what you can, and if you do only what you can, little by little, it only grows. It's
Exactly.
just the nature of progress.
Yeah.
Slow and steady, what you genuinely
Yes.
can do.
See that?
It's going to be quality over quantity every time. I was here with
I like
you
the
last
quality
year.
over quantity. You see, I'm not the only one who said Lucians. We say it all the time.
I was here with you last year. It was just a few of us, less than a handful of us, and we took advantage of the opportunity and the platform to create.
Yes.
And so we did that, and look at where we are today. So many people, I think we had almost 100 or more people show up at the Caribbean Cinemas this year.
Yeah. And so I think that's a message we have to let our young people know. It's a process. It's a process. Because you did something the first time and it might not have worked out the way you wanted, you don't quit. You never quit.
Right.
You go back, you look at what you did, you dissect what you did and say, what can I do better? And then you come back and you do it again. That's what PIFF did. We went out, we saw what we did last year. I did not like the competition, so I got rid of the competition. We came back with collaboration. We challenged people to put things on it. And I think everyone I spoke to about that, they like the idea of not competing. It's like, oh, we could excel. We don't have to compete here. Whew.
Right.
So
because everyone's just trying, a lot of people are trying for the first time. I mean, with me, I'm here in one capacity, helping, on camera, off camera with PIFF. But in my Pro Safe Power of One work, it has motivated me so much and made me realize how much time I've lost in documenting so much of the good work that I have been doing. But it's fine, it's okay, because I have been doing the work.
Right.
So now it just encourages me to practice what I'm preaching in PIFF and continue documenting the work that I'm doing. And then so as I go forward and I teach the youth to be entrepreneurial in body, mind and soul, I'm also reminding them, to passing on that PIFF baton of, you can be preparing for a platform of any kind. It doesn't matter what kind of work you're doing. You don't have to be a singer, an artist of one kind or another in the conventional way.
Right.
You are an artist as long as you're passionate about whatever work you're doing, whatever your goal is, whatever your vision is.
Yeah. Do it to your best.
And do it to your best and document it.
Yes.
And use every platform as a platform of exchange, as a platform of education, as a platform of encouragement, of enlightenment and learning. We're constantly learning every day. I was telling Dr. Walls the other day that if you are calling yourself a teacher, you are
calling
saying,
yourself a teacher.
Yeah, if you're calling yourself
I heard
a teacher,
that
because not everybody is a teacher, and everybody is a student. But if you're calling yourself a teacher, if you're going to make that statement, then you're professing that you are a lifetime student, and you're opening a door for more learning. But you have to be open to that.
You have to be open to it. Yeah. I always say, great teachers are excellent students. Because you as a student you have a hunger to learn because you want to go share it, and as a teacher you say, well, you know what, I need to know more, so I had to go back and learn. So to me that's how I always think about it. As people say, I want to be the best student, but if I'm the best student I can be, I could actually go and teach the stuff because I have something to teach, and I'm aware that I don't know everything, and then I could actually say I could bring you in. Because I say, you know what, as a teacher, I know there are some great students who can teach this particular piece better than me. And let me go get them and bring them into the circle so that way they can do a better job than I can do. And that's what it puts you in a place where you humble yourself to greatness. And you say, you know what, God did not give me all the pieces. I don't have all the pieces. Let me go find the people who have the pieces, collaborate with them to make my community better. And that's what Ujima is about, collective work and responsibility. Understanding that collectively we have a responsibility to the community to make the community better. And in PIFF, that's what I tell people, I'm not a filmmaker. I shoot film, but I'm not a filmmaker. So don't look at me as a film trying to be, no, I'm an entrepreneur who loves filmmaking, and I want to do the best I can to give a platform to where filmmakers can show their work. They could do the economics, they could do the Ujima, they could do the Ujama, the economics, they could do the Nia, the purpose, they could do the Ku'um, the creativity, they could do the Imani, the faith, they could do all those pieces, they pull it together, and they could speak for themselves in Kuchi Chakalia. So it's very important that we see those pieces.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we have, I observed so many people who had come to the PIFF festival events for the first time this year, and some of them who engaged me, some of them I overheard, and I recognized that it was waking up natural aptitude in them that they didn't even realize that they had or remember that they had.
Forgot, I have that in me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
You hear
that was powerful for me to observe,
Yeah.
you know.
I think it's good for all of us. We're going to come back, we're going to take a break, we're going to come back, we're going to talk about that observation that you had during PIFF, because, you know, I was running around, I was running around last year, we all had eyes and we saw some different perspectives. We're going to talk about your perspective, what you saw in PIFF.
Okay.
So when we come back, we're going to talk to Sister Valika from what she saw of her 2 eyes, her 3 eyes, her first eye, her 2 physical eyes at PIFF. So we'll be right back on the Harambee table.
Yes, I. Yes, I. Yes, I. And I. Yes, I. Yes, I. Yes, I. Forget about the foolish. Yes, I. Remember you are kings and queens. Yes, I. Forget all the lies and trusted. Yes, I. Come back to your consciousness. Forget about them foolishness. Remember you are kings and queens. Forget all the lies they trusted. And now the time has come for us all to unite. Save our race and live in peace. Listen, incarceration rates above slavery. Prison the new cotton fields. So don't you close your eyes. Think someone else is gonna save you from this trap. Listen, don't look to government, cause they're too collecting pennies from the pot. Yes, I. Can I get a yes, I? Yes, I. Over in the back. Yes, I. Oh, I feel them ready to love. Yes, I. Yes, I. Yes, I. Yes, and now we walking out of ourselves, making a tear for some hair on the shelf, bleaching our skin cause we wanna be light. True love of self, tell you them things are right. But persecution can be worse than slaughter if you don't love yourself. Yes, I. Come back to your consciousness. Forget about them foolishness. Remember you are kings and queens. Forget all the lies that trusted. Come back to your consciousness. Forget about the foolishness. Remember you who you are. They call me little dissident. They call me little dissident. We keep rising sky. Yes, I. Come back to your consciousness. Forget about them foolishness. Remember you are kings and queens. Forget all the lies that trust me. Come back to your consciousness. Forget about them foolishness. Remember you are kings and queens. Forget all the lies that trust me. And if you want to overcome a mental slavery, first understand that you've been listening to a liar. And if you want to overcome your situation, be prepared to walk in some fire. You got to invest in your people. Use your mind. Develop your own thing and fund it all the time. If you're depending on your oppressor to feed you, my brother, you already dead. Yes, I want to give a round of applause to Eden's wife for the contribution what they've done today, making this festival Piton one of the best ones to come.
Well, we are back at the Harambee table. We had lunch. We did all kind. We went swimming, went up the mountains, came back, and we're still here. And we had a security guard looking at us like she's like, oh. We are at the Blue St. Lucia Hotel. We're coming back. We're going to be talking about what we're going to pick up what we left off.
Yes.
About your observation of PIFF, from your perspective, what you saw.
Yes, I saw so much. Let's see.
Tell it all.
Tell it all. I think what stood out the most for me was the, how many people found a home space in this short space of time. So many people felt alone, or have or either spoke to me about it or I overheard their conversation, just observing the way they, you know me, I love observing people, the work I do. So it was a space for 1 week where we had all these people of like minds, feeling empowered to collaborate, feeling to share like, oh, this is my gift, this is my gift. Oh my God, you could do that too. I've been looking for someone who could do this, and I've been looking for someone who could do that, but I was missing this, but I was missing this resource, but I was missing this whatever thing it was, and or location, perspective, and an idea.
I think that's what collaboration does. Collaboration puts out where you don't come in that competitive spirit. So now you're like pretty much naked. Like you said, I'm open.
And then the other exciting thing was to observe people who had left the island and were doing one thing before, and now they've come back a whole new artist, a whole new person, and they're meeting up with people who stayed or people who also left, but they left to a different place, and to see each other's progress and to hear their stories of where they were before and how they met and their progression.
Demetrius Charles is
Demetrius and Cindy from Blue.
We know each other from back then. St. Lucia. Yes,
and now she's a manager and of the Blue. And now he's
a filmmaker,
and he's making movies. You know, about very powerful topics about men's issues and women's issues and family issues, and he's doing it in such a beautiful way. So that's something I think you'll see because you live here. Exactly.
So you know some of these people, you see them coming back, but now that they're in a new environment, a different environment, in the same location. So I mean that's something I would not see that because I don't live here.
And then in conversation with Demetrius, he was talking to me and he was explaining to me how much he appreciated our session that we held with the Global Healing, Dr. Walls and I, and the panel. And he was saying from that he has made the decision that the next 2 movies that he has had trying to figure out when and how, he's definitely going to film here in St. Lucia. He's definitely going to look for St. Lucian actors and actresses. And of course you know I love the concept of how film creates jobs.
Yes.
You know, and I like to always talk about that. So it's not just the actor, the actress, the musician. They're carpenters, they're makeup artists, they're set designers, janitors, they're food specialists. I mean, we can just go on and on. Anything that the movie needs, there's human resource components attached to it. And so this is, like you always say, I guess, multi-billion dollar industry.
That's what we had to teach Lucians about that piece of the puzzle. I think I take for granted sometimes, but I lived in New York, so I see film crews all the time. So you just like, sometimes they become irritated because you got to cross the street, you can't go down this block. So, but all that's taking place is money being exchanged, you know, all that stuff. So I think Lucians have to get used to that. Because when we talked to Tracy Warner, we was talking about, you know, we might need to close the street down.
Right.
And she's like, oh, it's like, but you don't understand. There's a lot of money coming on that street when you close it down. But someone's on film. That means those stores gonna get all kinds of stuff on that.
We have a long way to go with supporting our own here in St. Lucia, and that's the one thing that the Piton International Film Festival is such a great platform for nurturing and cultivating art, and for me, the educational component.
Me too.
Cultivating, you know, a lot of the raw material is there, the insight is there, the passion is there, but the youth and others need guidance. Not only the youth, everyone who has a creative spirit needs guidance.
Definitely.
And so that's a big part of what we do as well, and that's created so many platforms in this week. So many youth have come through. So many people who have regular jobs, 9 to 5, are saying, I want to go back to my artistic self. I want to drop all of that and just do it full time. Even me, I've been an entrepreneur for a long time in the educational and counseling side, but I'm also an artist. And so from PIFF last year, I was gently disappointed in myself. I was very disappointed in myself, but I worked it to be like, okay, Vel, be calm. You have been working a lot. And so I made a commitment to myself last year that by 2016, I would come out as Xylo only. Not just, no, and that's because of PIFF. Not just Velika Lawrence, who is also an artist, who also does this stuff, but I wanted to just go with my artistic side.
Into a full commitment.
Yes, having these counseling skills and these education skills and still doing my community activism, but through my artwork. only.
You
That's how
combine
I wanted to
everything together.
rebrand myself. And
Rebrand.
yeah, and I mean, there I am working behind the scenes, on and off the scenes with PIFF, with Sisters in Harmony all this time, and I'm growing while it's happening. And of course, my mentees are growing while it's happening. So, I mean, you can just watch one of us, the power of one. You can just watch one of us and see how it's the progress.
Yeah.
It's been phenomenal.
I mean, I'm glad you said that. And I think we have to mention that for the youth to understand that it's a process. It's not an overnight thing that you went through, and they say that it's a process.
Yeah.
You said we're in 2015. You're talking about 2016.
And that was 2014 when I made that commitment.
So that's a process, and the young people need to understand this is not an overnight thing.
Yeah.
It's a process they have to go through. And that's something that they don't hear a lot about.
Because even now, like I've been so instrumental in other parts of PIFF, but I wasn't so instrumental in this leg of PIFF's planning. Because I made that commitment, and then I started realizing all that it took from me. I realized how far spent I was, what redefining my way of working meant. You know, still holding on to the ethic of power of one and Pro-Safe and all the work that I'm doing. I'm not stopping the work, but I'm leading with a different foot. I'm doing it in a different way.
We have, like I always tell people, we have 5 divisions. We have the film division, we have the music division, we have the creative art, we have the book division, and we have the health division. And no one division stands alone. All of them intermingle with each other. Because the film division will give you music, it will give you the health. Someone might want to do something about health. Someone might want to do, so they're all interconnected on some level. It's like, you know, you're doing counseling, you're doing this, but they're all interconnected because what you learned that you could actually take and you could help you perform. You might be doing a piece about domestic violence, and then your experience in this counseling help you tap that feeling. So when you do present it, people will see and feel, say, oh my gosh, she did that. She was so into it.
And it's so good because in my youth, my younger youth, a lot of people and many adults did a lot to put me down. I found telling me, oh, I'm passionate now. Don't worry about it. It'll go. They just didn't know who they were talking to, you know. And so I just kept on pushing, and it's so good. I've been doing. People tell me, oh, you do this work for no money, but if I hadn't been doing the work in the way that I have been doing the work, I wouldn't be prepared for this platform that PIFF is allowing me right now. And so even further, there I was. Even if I wasn't so instrumental in the planning, I've been instrumental since you landed and helping with whatever I can. And that alone brought me to meet Phil Nessie.
There you go.
And
look what happened with that.
We're collaborating right now. And I mean, I'm so honored. I'm so grateful for that.
A lot of people won't understand. They'll see you with Phil Nessie. Oh, you're so lucky. But no, they don't realize that there's a process of you to get there.
Yeah, and then he and I are talking, and we know we must both be great because of the platform we're meeting on, but we don't know the extent and depth and heights of who we are. So I'm saying this is happening in real time. This morning I'm talking to him on the phone, and he's telling me about this track that he wants me to try something on. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. He asked if I had anything online. I was like, I have some rough stuff online, but I haven't had the resources to put stuff on studio. And so, you know, I'm trying to be humble but push myself at the same time to find this intricate balance. And he just asked me one question, and then I just started flying out information about Power of One and Pro-Safe and all of that, and surviving sexual abuse in the Caribbean, all the work that we've been doing with Suya and Daython, etc. But more of my Power of One, you know. And he was just like, so you are a community activist and educator? I said, yes. And then he said, well, tell me about yourself in that light. And so he started telling me about all these wonderful opportunities that have come for him, for some panel that he's working with Martin Luther King projects, and I don't want to give too much of it away, but he has these amazing opportunities that have come for Black liberation and empowerment, and he wants to, my perspective.
Well, that's great.
And he wants to see how we can work together on that, and for me, that's like the ultimate dream come true.
Ultimate.
So I'm just like, okay, this is happening. And it's just thank you, more please. I know I am deserving. I know I am prepared. The little that I have is always potent, vital, and enough. And it's important to live that way because God, life, source doesn't give us more or less than we need or that we can handle, or that we can make magic from. Every little thing that we have, we can make magic from.
Exactly. And
I've been living that life, and so my harvest is at hand, and I'm just...
watch out. Xylo is on the way out.
Grateful. I'm so
In less than a year, Xylo. Remember that.
I mean, I know I have had a hand in this, but thank you, Eddie. Thank you to your mom and whoever made her that way. Thank you for listening to her and for asking us.
Yeah, no, you know, it comes down to you say it's listening, because we all had elders in our lives, and those elders gave us pieces of the puzzle. And as we grew up, we got to the point in our lives where we attached ourselves to that piece of the puzzle, or we threw it away.
Yeah.
And some of us were smart enough to hold on to it because we saw, hey, you know, this is going to work for me.
Yeah.
And sometimes we say, people look at us and say, boy, you do this just like your parents.
Yeah.
Hey, you do this just like your parents.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you are intelligent enough to see, you know what my parents did work for them, it could work for me too.
Yeah.
And I think that's something we have to
think.
think.
It's so important because my parents always, you know, Bob Marley has that song that says, tell the children the truth. And she lives that life. She always let us know who she was, where she comes from. So no matter what you see today, we always know the nature of that journey. What was struggle, what was high, what was low, what was in between, etc. For both of them, my parents.
I did the same thing with my son. He's 25 now. It's like, you know, he knows.
And I do that. I don't have any of my own children, but I definitely do it with my students and my siblings. I'm the eldest. And then I have mentees and mentors, and I have this great friend and mentor, Karen Aye in Jamaica, and she pushes me in the very same way, and it's just so interesting to see all of us speaking that same dialect, that same spiritual tongue of you can do it, we are all of source. And the fact that I feel this morning Phil asked me, well, how do you survive though? Like on the real, how do you survive? I said, if it wasn't for my cousin and my parents, I would technically be homeless. But I'm not homeless. I have home within self, body, mind, and soul. And people who know me know the nature of my way and the ethic. And somehow everyday source gives me breath. And I have the information in here, and I have the will and the determination and its alignment, and we just move.
Yeah, but you know, you said that, and I think that's very important. We understand what you just said. Is just that on a physical level, it looks impossible, but on a spiritual level, it's very doable. And I think that's the thing.
I just say those exact words to Dr. Walls just the other day. I said, if somebody saw the work I do in the way that I'm doing it, and those who are like me, it's not just me, obviously, so many of us. That's the thing. A lot of people think that they're alone, and I'm grateful that I've always known that I wasn't alone. And I have so many resources available to me, but it's what I choose to do with it.
Exactly.
And still, as I'm saying that, somebody else could look at me and be like, that's all you have? Like, this is all you're working with right now? Well, yeah, but look at the mountains that I've been moving.
Well, your glass is half empty or half full, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, and I tell them all the time, I move mountains one pebble at a time. It's the power of one. It's not a joke.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a reality, because you can't move the whole thing. But you know what? Give me a few days, and when you come back, it will be over there, because I'm going to take it piece by piece and put it over there. Yeah.
And that's why, even for me, like when I created the ProSafe logo, positive reactions over secrets and fear, and you see the one drop in the middle. That's what it's for, because we are all droplets. You know me, I love the ocean, I love the sea, and I can go on forever.
No way.
So that's what all of that is about. The symbolism is there, and we all have to live it from the inside out, so that we can really cultivate that sense of community that was taken from us all those years ago.
Many years ago. Yeah.
Still affecting us today.
Yep, sure is. Sure. Well, we're sitting here at the Blue St. Lucia Hotel. You can see we can talk all day right about this stuff, because you know when you get into spirit form essence, the conversation is endless. But we're gonna bring this to an end, because we're gonna have to give her contact information. Because the one thing about what we do here in PIFF is connect dots. You know, we always connecting dots. So I want you to give your information so people can find you. When they come to St. Lucia, they can find you.
Yes. Okay. My email address is thepowerof1_v@hotmail.com. The power of one is like a sentence, no numbers. thepowerof1_v for Velika @hotmail.com. Phone number 1758-723-6466. That should be good enough.
That should be good enough. I think that's good. If you can't find her like that, shame on you.
Yeah, if you can't find me like that, you call me telepathically. I'll answer.
Yep, she'll get you. She will find you.
Yes.
Well, Velika, thank you for coming to the Harambee table. As we get ready to get ready tomorrow to fly back to the States. This is not the end, it's just a pause. A pause for the next level. So I do thank you for this. We thank the people for watching us. We thank the Blue St. Lucia Hotel for doing what they do for us. And we will see you on the next pause. Ta-da! Well, family, thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening, and we will see you the next time on the Harambee. God bless. Shem Hotep.